Sheck Wes is the latest breakout trap rapper, I guess, who is seeing quite a bit of success with his single Mobamba. Don't really know too much about the guy. Don't think anyone really knows much about the guy except apart from this song. His album Mudboy dropped this past Friday too. I listened to Mobamba, hated it, so I thought, why not check out the album? And to quote Frank Ocean, best song wasn't a single. So it turns out that Mudboy was a little bit more than what was presented on Mobamba. You know, the drawled out, like it didn't really come up on any of the other tracks, which is weird to me because I just can't believe that there are actually good songs on here that didn't get famous, and Mobamba is the one. I mean, I know people out there liking it, but you know, Live Sheck Wes and Gmail, they are way better. One thing you'll know about Sheck Wes is that he just randomly shouts bitch every so often. Bitch! And I don't know, man, every time he does, I just laugh to myself a little bit. I just think it's a really good little catchphrase that he's got going on, because the way he says it just has so much like ferocity to it, and it's always so random as well. Like there aren't exactly moments where it's said in context. He might just like scream it out for no reason, and every time he does, it just gets me chuckling. And on Gmail, he explains why he says bitch. It's such a weird moment for him to just kind of like, you know, kind of detour in the middle of a song to tell us why he says bitch so much, and it's because he's filled with so much anger. At least he has a reason, and he's not just, you know, throwing bitch out at people, or, you know, specifically women, for no reason other than to be, you know, sexist. But he's literally just saying it at anyone and anything, which I can say is respectful. That's another misconception in rap music in general though, like the use of the word bitch. Yeah, sure, bitch has a female connotation to it, and if you're directing it at a woman, it certainly is wrong and abusive. But when you're just saying it without really directing it at anyone, it doesn't really have the same impact and doesn't really got the same connotations. So, you know, I kind of like that he explained it. It's also a really good song too. It's got a really good trap beat. Live Sheck Wes as well, just is like a banging trap beat. I wouldn't say every track on this album really fulfills me as much as these two do. For the most part, it kind of just flies by. There's never really anything that Sheck Wes does to make the songs stand out. They're not generic, but they're certainly not exhilarating at all. Like, it's just such a standard sounding album. I don't really know how to describe it. Like, they're not really like hard-hitting trap bangers. They're not exactly atmospheric like something Travis Scott would do. It's kind of just in its own section, but it's done by someone that probably isn't really good at crafting the right type of sound to make these songs stand out. I just don't really think the producers of this album have really got that knack for the trap sound. I mean, even Mobamba, which I know a lot of people are loving, but it isn't really like your typical sound. It's pretty unique in its own lane. But then again, no other song on this album really follows suit with that, and it ends up just sounding really stale really quickly. Sheck isn't all that charismatic, to be honest. He's just kind of, you know, doing his thing, but there aren't really many like standout hooks or anything like that to keep you going. It's a little bit like that Maxo Cream album, not in terms of its sound, but the album Punkin', which I think I did overrate, to be honest, when it first came out. I haven't returned to any of those songs from that album, but again, it was like this trap sound that didn't really sound like anything else, and it took away like the fun and the sort of excitement of what the genre can bring, and instead it kind of strips away what makes the good components of the genre stand out. Sure, like there's not really anything bad, but there's certainly not that much great material here. But aside from the two tracks I mentioned, I could gloss over every other track on this album because there's just nothing about them that has much appeal to me at all. Yeah, overall it's pretty mid. Like, there's really just nothing here of interest to me. But I am kind of rooting for Sheck though. I don't know why, but I just want this guy who shouts bitch for no reason to get more success. I can't really explain why, but I'm just rooting for him. Yeah, it's not really good at anything to get head over heels for aside from those 2 tracks that I mentioned, Live Sheck Wes, Gmail. So I'm gonna go 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts on this album. Subscribe to the channel for more reviews. Have a good day. Goodbye.